Welcome to Ceana TV. You are watching from Ceana Central, hosted by Ofo Steve and Empress Maushi. Ceana, helping build Everland.
Mado wezon na ameshiama mia wezon va agba pa wana ka nya wana tohi ade ka mi jonko neighbor Ceana Central akpa na ameshiama ba mi gada miaji indokuchia agba mi hoshi na maba mi hoshi akago menya ba manya de ka koyi ajia home indi alon dokuchia la fi ka mi akpomlo kakafi mia yijia mada kukuba mashama na ma wana na mia yo amashama voye mabambi hojia kama ada de kunya kokofia nyenkonye afusti baka baleke mi woni koshira menyere kako ino na honaji wana ya alokona wana abanana eta madeson na mia yida Windy City mia mama Sedudzi heke mianto miganyapa yenye mamaga na do wezoni mama makuleke
Mahogba modogba na mashama enyo yona ba mama Sedudzi enye ganya Empress Maushi enye ganya tugbazuku na miekpoba moko raba ko daraji ko mianya ba enya glan voy agbanya to te do he panka ko gbanto le apa apa blave vo atonlia gbe agbanya mamira gbe mi galafia Ceana Central fifi lafia de mia ba po commercial sado na mia trogbo kaka mia yide na mia va ama wona mi ga troga ba pie don't touch that dial. Welcome to Ceana TV. You are watching from Ceana Central, hosted by Ofo Steve and Empress Maushi. Ceana, helping build Everland.
Hey, David Sabina, it's been a while. How have you been? Have you heard about Ceana 2025 in Dallas? It's going to be the biggest event of the year.
Oh, Pastor Martin, so good to see you. I've heard some buzz about it, but tell me more. What makes it so exciting?
Oh, where do I even begin? It's a 4-day celebration filled with culture, networking, and unforgettable experiences. Plus, they've made registration super easy.
Really? How do I sign up?
It's so simple. Just go to www.dallasaves.org. Again, www.dallasaves.org and pick your package. You can even add a $60 excursion to explore Dallas in style.
That sounds amazing. But what about hotel accommodations?
Oh, no worries. The convention registration is linked to the hotel reservation. When you register, just select if you need a hotel and the dates you will be staying.
Oh, that is so awesome. And I don't need 2 lanes?
Yes, you will get an email from the Sheraton DFW Hotel with your reservation details and a credit card authorization form to finalize it. And the best part, you won't be charged for your room until you check out.
Oh, this is really convenient. Anything else I should know?
Yes, as if the package wasn't already great, they just announced that everyone who registers now gets a complimentary buffet-style American breakfast at the hotel.
Oh, no way. That's such a great deal. I don't want to miss out. I'm registering right away before I forget.
That's the spirit. Let's lock in our spots and make Ceana 2025 unforgettable.
Welcome to Ceana TV. You are watching from Ceana Central, hosted by Ofo Steve and Empress Maushi. Ceana, helping build Everland.
Yo mama like ka wezon over any other days of the week I mama va classes low I like Mano ani mi famia software classes ma yin ga days of the
Another class room.
how manya masromo la manya pia mareko eta je matrowa ba anyway agba me ba wana to here the amagama gado le mi adoma kama kawe nya mi aba makpekpo ke mi adoma no ga agba na mi adro nyawo me
I'm a vevio la mia domagba egba Ceana project committee. Ble miapa president n'explain Ceana ole omojigba amaba ofo William Kumah ble miapa president alokoyone Dr. Tsatsu Nyamadi. Ble asusu Amerikai.
Mr. Nutepkor, na Mr. Nutepkor maga Ghana igolo because if you have the key to Ghana and Togo, you go catch
Modo is on the miakata cover Ceana Central G.
Yo.
Yeah,
festival. Nyawe the home economy.
Yo, Brazil.
Manyaba miawe mi jeshimi kaka marakuku miate ande miadoki ofia from president to ofo Willie koyide Mr. Nutepkor marakuku over to you.
Yo, Mama Sedudzi Clefo Steve Akpe Nkonye Kossi Tsatsu Nyamadi Dr. Nyamadi Enyenye Ceana Topo president Mele Charlotte, North Carolina, the beautiful state of America, Charlotte, North Carolina. Ta egba enye jijomanya globe emigere kaji abe view le habobo katan koma alebe miare nu over ta akpena mi efu Steve Pakle sister Mama Sedudzi tugbezuto miawo do omlo akpe
Mama, but me ha hogala president zilo. Tugbezuku ma yomo le no ma.
Yeah, about tugbezuto.
Right.
Yeah. Yo, Baraku Afoli. Baraku, Mama question Adela Shilo, Africa Macho.
Africa me na cho, making na nye.
Yeah, you will agree that did have it.
Ofo Willie.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay. Arojinya, man.
Eh.
William Kumah. Apamonkonya Adam. Yabuba wan kobu waroli ka mira shamo nchibo. Mala Georgia. Alaba Nyahama akbara Ceana pa dona o kata nchia man odum alola odum. Nyapa projects you me no wom akbara apa jukonchia anyi langogbana wo me yona the projects committee chairman fumai ha malana Ceana podo na oma kuma tu won ko marako ba
Aduka me na cho.
Oh ma nyakpara cho Togo ma akpara cho Ghana ma ta kuma cho clico bozma
Okay.
Fumai jinya la cho ma ta fumai mo cho
Click on my young about click on and properization. The full.
Oh, I don't believe you. Maga.
Yo, Gawizo, click on Tom Yawizo. Yeah. Yo, I put it about a consider the Baraguela. I don't you know Baraguana. Na French lies won't or Africa Chonamia.
All right, yo, for Steve, cool, Mama Sedudzi, me well dodgy, Kossi, Amuzu, Nutepkor, Yanam. Actually, presently, I'm a bobo to Onyabe, for retirement, but do Accra, for Steve, Blefia. The gateway to Accra runs through yeah. Anyway, macho Togo akpanyere cho Togo cho akpanyere gba cho Ghana chekpo de pe le Togo me Nutepkor kope Ghana he cho le Ceana be project implementation ku New York to omea enyenyo Ceana be project coordinator enye coordinate na project awo la nyigba le fi gama la US cha magbanyo chairman na new project committee new project selection committee ta wana be question do avare projects academy select na project ta ma doye ba kuku acha ta enyo jijo be mia avare mi we program ajigbe ya
yo akpa ka mia do wizona amashama yo nyaba egba mi lafia de Ceana project onde ka marku mia do motoke a ho question anami the history of Ceana project so like mi wafi je mi aba a project wo the history of Ceana mi atu afonu show the history of the Ceana but the history of the committee because I mean for we liba yenye the chairman Mr. Nutepkor be yenye coordinator ka gomenya ba minya amachacha do ke kona Ceana pa projects over the work bo yeta de ke marku mi atu anami the history of aleke mi wafi mi have mi vachia mi be mi ano mi aba projects or ji pom na mi alo yeba wo bokpom na mi so the history of the committee
Marakuku afi wopo nwa mi agbre na nu sola ukple nu kpola obede amo man na peko mi akpo marakuku mi ma wona last week we were 50 and over mi
right
aga yiji marakuku mi ma wona na mi akọ yiji akpana mi nglo mi akọ comment so ha na bia da hala mi asha mi nglo comment ama mi hanga akpana mi
yo Mr. President Merako a question man
my past gonna committee member so egmo kwenye bari abale nyenya Ceana petaruju kwenye be miawo le egbeji America blochia mikata miawo reka miako miapa susu klang jojo akọwodo ta amayu kata lango benam afi mava uwe toreji nwe kanata project miawo na nya Ceana goma enya nuve viere sikebe Ceana dashire jibere nyakpere afia mi chung abala mi woni na wo nyamala angloga wo Steve na la tagbi sistema shila ho ina na jo mi miashi mi no new kata ka gba mi la America blochi ta tarjumo ko nyabere ya nye view ga ka mi la dubuma ya ta wo new kata mi wona ta ipa tarju kwe ta susu pla njojo ko ni kona pofu alebe call magbona call menye amunye anyamaga onye be council representative na mo must go ma tell you about board of directors o na domi hababo kata le Ceana ma o kata mo blave nye gba o kodo dash na bi miawo abe do wo ma ni form na committee plateau ta committee ya o mo va ile kajigba o fe jimeno la na mtari baraku edo mi dash na ma ifenya committee chairman so blog na meta mashama na no claro no roto ta kama kwena Mr. Kumah Mr. Kumah take it away and then Mr. Nutepkor come
yo akpana mi gba ma ko mon popo ya ma ada ko manya glore na Sister Empress Afro Steve plus Sister Empress miawe do won miawe bonava dog ha nya hegbanto nya ha bamova miawe program aji Ceana program aji anyakpo da o miela anyakpo alaba ejeba mia anama shama na anya ba nyedo won lava ka mapon piecho miapa projects a unchi alo project committee the history alehi ojago me my global in the year 2000 MoMA either 2000 or 2001. Yay, Ceana, the project Ogom, dating back. By then, I think the executive director, Madam Rose Ivy Kwashi, Yenya Lola, the project Ojagoma, doko documentation, Mieman no Miashi, Mianya, Ahie, Aleyo, Wo, documentation, Mama Noni, Gakamia Bazam, Afufu. Gaka project Soja Goma in 2000, 2001. Mia wo project that Soviet Afi Mieva medical equipment supplies at Oha. That was the beginning of Ceana engaging in projects. That Nemia for the history. There was so much before some of us came on board. There was so much that had, those have been done before our time. The Kunyamatan blogger Mahiona no committee, malo committee, no form committee. I wouldn't be able to tell who was and those who were actually in that committee. But fast forward a little bit, in 2012 was when Dr. Abochi established this committee. 2012 was when this current committee was established by the then president for Ceana, Dr. Nat Abochi. Alaba, Mr. Cornelius Akume was the chairman for the projects committee. William Kumah, and the secretary. Mr. Kossi Nutepkor was a member of the committee. For Chris, Mr. Chris Nuwasu was a member of the committee and also a coordinator on a project. He was then the coordinator. Then Mr. Raphael Amatu was also a member of the committee. That was the beginning of this committee till date. But there has been improvements and there has been some changes. Along the line, I became the chairman, or I am now the chairman for the implementation projects implementation committee. That global, if we're looking for a chronological order of Ceana projects, it started way back in 2000, 2001, when we started projects. That project is not something new to us. Ceana has always, always been engaged in projects till date. Our first project, or one of the first projects, was brick and mortar project, was in Soviet. We helped build a school block for them. Then the medical equipments were supplied, or we had organized, Ceana had organized and shipped a bunch of medical equipment to Ghana, which was distributed in most of the hospitals in the Everland. That was led by Dr. Nyanuto, I believe was the lead person on that project. He was then the executive director, right? Dr. Frank Nyonato, Yenya, the director at the time. Ta yepo medical equipment so me ko year, yepo bo would distribute to so many hospitals in the Everland. Now I think we can delve into the projects that have been done recently. Afo Steve, is that where we are?
Yeah, Marco, ani nyamanya na biara la mama Shialo ani for Nutepkor for Kossi Nutepkor would have something to add because before me I did a project or GD my jiba me aponucho how this projects come to be selected. If you are called Kokodashina mi yemi apobo. It mama Marco biara la should be near for Willie Allo, Mr. Nutepkor no ponu viada afimia.
Marco, Mr. Nutepkor no ponu viada.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Nutepkor, Marco, while an UFOM day, can you take the opportunity to talk about how these projects are selected as well?
Okay. So, Akpenami, project by history, Mr. Kumah, basically, Miomi Toji, Nyamadi, Ceana Project Implementation Committee, Amaya. Me first project in your Taniba. Yeah, me construction of 3 classroom and office building like Taniba. In your first one, Mr. Kumah Blewa. After that, me were about 11 Sokpe Taniba Toa, including Vui, Keta, Miba Ida Alokwegba, Le Togoma, Miba Ida Amuzu Copper, new construct, renovate hospital. Everybody the need Dabu, La Togo Maka, me to 3 classroom block. Everybody the Lolobi, everybody the Micho Lolobi, my dad Duto, Micho Aduto, everybody the Pekijake. A Paya Miami by the Dodoma Ariasu project, Yopata Mayor, Takabakpere, or Milafi, Chopalima, Eyopata Mayofia, me was selection. With the exception of Tanyigbaku Vuya, Miwo project selection, 2017. Dr. Abuchi and panel, Niemi won another project, project selection. Manyabe, the most interesting or the most frequently asked question is exactly this particular question: how are projects selected? In view of the fact that we have just ended, or we are about to end, the 8 projects we selected in 2017, and last year we also got the mandate to do another project selection, and we selected 12 projects. So it is very important that the criteria at which we arrived at these be made very clear. So number 1, there are about, I'll list about 8 criteria. The first criteria is that the project has to be in Ewe land. Ghana, Togo, Benin, wherever. Has to be in Ewe land. Number 2, the project has to be in 4 categories. One of 4 categories: education, health, socioeconomic development, and portable water. It has to be one of those 4. Number 3, the scale. The project has to be small scale, which means that we have 2 different scales: small scale and large scale. It has to be small scale, and I'll tell you the dollar amount in a second. Number 4, the ownership of the project after Ceana constructs the projects or finishes implementation of the project. Who does the project go to? Does it go to a private individual, or does it go to the community, Ceana community, Eweland community? If it goes to a community, it qualifies. If it goes to a private individual or group, it is not accepted. Number 5, the budget, which links back to the scale. It has to be $30,000 or less to fall into the small scale. So when we evaluate with our history of implementation of projects, we can tell based on the cost whether that project is going to fall under 30,000 or above it. If it falls above 30,000 significantly, the project does not qualify. Then the number 6 is the impact. what is the impact of the project on the broader community, Ewe community. If it is a project that benefits, you know, one tiny little part of a village, it does not qualify. It has to qualify in other words, it needs to impact the community, the village, and most likely the surrounding villages as well. And then number 7, important one, is that the detailed description. This is where a lot of people fail. You have to tell us about the goals of the project, the objectives of the project, the scope of work, the necessary drawings, you know, architectural drawings, etc. The quantities, bill of quantities, pictures. If you want us to renovate a hospital or a school, we need a picture of the school or clinic that we are going to renovate, and that is all good information that helps us in the evaluation process. And then last but not least, is the community contribution, right? Is the community willing to sign an MOU with Ceana? For example, are they willing to give us sand if we're going to construct a building? Are they going to give us gravel, water? Are they going to give our workers a place to stay? Things like that. And are they willing to help, you know, with some free labor, unskilled laborers, 3 to 6 workers per day helping our folks? All of that is important because it helps us, you know, if you can think of $30,000 construct classroom block and an office building, you can imagine that we usually get some help from the community in order for that to come to pass. So critical. So those are the ways for Steve and Mama Sedudzi. These are the 8 criteria that every association that is submitting a project for one of their members has to meet. And the project committee, the new project selection committee meets over a period of, you know, 3 to 6 months, and we go through the detailed work. Some of the most ardent, intelligent, and honest people, about 8 of them, we assemble and we go through and make our selection. This is how so far.
Yo, akpa Mr. Nutepkor, Malaysia ba any project selection ma bia ola bede. Kona ju amaroba yo ga jom ye share ya baleke prezo blena. Niafa nu jojo ye mi call projects yo katan won. Yeah, for sharp. Yo ga jom for sharp. Yana madoba staff and committee. Shai for Willie Lama. Ni anyanto malama Mama Sedudzi miakata bilama miala agbara shi ano ni agajom ni yo joga na mi vo na yo submit a project mi ba do ma qualify ni de eta kama na nyaga de ve eta mala shoba bia gado lo nyamanya na mama bia de lo ma submit project araka kpori alo kopa mala shiwa.
Nyamadi Africa toga malakwa. Majiba might be a president, buddy. President. Last year, Nayiva Badagry. Ava Jimiano Viado la Fima Ava Dogorung. Ka ye Mr. Nutepkor no Nufoma na Boglombo projects all about when you submit the project, it has to be on of a land. Fifi Amiva Dogo Miano Viola Badagry Day. Then me Badagry consider as of a land the projects all la Fima ha. Allo we only located them for maybe socialization. Madamina nana katuga la Fima ota. And Yama allergic number might be for some time now, but are we now going to consider Badagry as of a land?
Mama, the me clomian of you over a friendly fire, no, but fire my well friendly, look like
because me didn't sugar I about to Nigeria land you. But whether we like it or not, it's still in Nigeria.
Gaka, never bet it off my benefit and of you are doing of you are doing of my one turn of my Gaka.
Oh, me, I'm just asking a question for viewership. I'm a question, my dear, in my time of Biamru.
Yo, a preso very good, Mama, but me Nigeria, I gather our projects of my.
You are on mute.
Okay, Mama Sedudzi. Question. Akpeno biabia ya biabia gerema megere ro biabia mara ngaka nguna kama gbrocho nye bere ya yemye yire honi gbaji emye ya miape core members o unami mon pokoba mi nya noviaro ubayo to Nigeria alebe 2015 ye Dr. Bochinye president o committee o se o ko fonko o mu report kala covenant mi esenyila okata ke efo ya va yima rokuba o okay mia novio o sonko ke mi va kpekplenku ne mi gbo mi va tora sinayo ta do mi wo ko ya va ikonye ba mi yi ava de diobo o ya mia novia ro la fuma ta enu okata mi kpo a mi kwevena amagan o ile magbena ta enyawo kata le koto ushi enye jimeno na view kata North America ta egba ni mata global Nievega project in Nigeria ya kama kwene obo mama on tole jimeno la domi tari aka ma wodo chongure makone na magan no lenkurang boke 2015 ye Nyamadi ameano president Dr. Buchi ewu committee ya edo reportera afi 2024 yenye current president orum rama vakwe tanio kata mekpo mekwedure jimano la otaria sisa mama ke makwe no beria makwe ina megaon no tro nya kata mekove no poba ale megblea na menyo oda shirejita Nigeria vio mi po nyedu mushango blogaka epo le Ceana to kama nyamatewu susu kama ngoka makwena ngoboto no do chungaka manovo vio kama ma vako nya akona anyi no pakata
Akpa.
Yo, akpa na Mr. President ka enya ko enya ba enya recommendation fifiani aglo enya gama ka mama bia enye enya ntontoto gaka enya ele ashima na mia no no la yo nye mia ba chima no la e ke mi yona ba ko wa we adegbe because a project akata mi wa we dana shireji afi mi na ve wanna a project mau ita na avama ba mi ayide Nigeria Nigeria yigo kata kuda opa aleke wakplo ye fifi laya o majrum o makpo da shirejo mi yi ve kpo Nutepkor ye ma mi wo report na mi nuchochocho aleke efa o lafima ita mi ha mi nchoma. It was a historical trip to Badagry enye Nutepkor enye nu ni manobobio kake mi ve kpo Nutepkor yabna mi vana reporter ke fifia enya ele mi apa a board of directors oshima no wojo chonko de na leko lekode kemi gato trogava ava anna mianya mi fonu vieta mi adida ma vie de mi I take a quick commercial break ye mama Sedudzi globe marako aba ama sheke akwe mi akpom le line aji mi nyaba magado ma sesemba amado le Ghana mi akpom mi nyaba Mr. Nutepkor amado le ngu mi akpom amado ho le Togo mi akpom ye afi London to le kaji afi US back le Canada mi ami le kaji za emi comments are ko pomo mi no comments or do that eta de mi take a quick commercial break na mi vade ke mi ayide enyaji back le Mr. Nutepkor how to project selection committee ala bevien afi mi agava gada projects yo kemi wo ale kemi wo projects ma yeah ni like projects ma wo vidam le miapa the project amrako mi guide afiare kolo don't touch that dollar like mama said you deploy. We'll be right back after this short commercial break.
Welcome to Ceana TV. You are watching from Ceana Central, hosted by Ofo Steve and Empress Maushi. Ceana, helping build Everland.
Ngato ki kan mi ya fani mega po mi po.
Oh, fina mi agai. FPF for mi lelo. Robenya vie jojo. Jajara dona Ceana 2025. Ya for wo mi le rehearsal so de le jajado wo. Mi le me ya fide ko mi le.
Oh, nyate fa ya. You must be in my register at Dallas 2025. Because that's the only way my tongue get access to their hotel. I can't really worry. No, you may register here. He never job. He my tongue at the convention or would they refund my money to me?
What for gas for now? Never and Ghana registration. I have another two more down my temper convention the Canaswa. We are cool 11 hours when now your convention organizers who don't know my other than what to put that for now. And then your happy August like a week 2025 now do about don't hope we go Katan.
Nyatepa.
Nyatepa nyakwe mi onu. Be kwe fe pribe di fe fete mi yakwe mi date kwe here August 13, 2025. No nya yoko wa cancel hotel reservations akwa akana.
You know what? When it's too early to register for the convention now. The convention is update in August 2025.
Our phone and registration. Ekpanade Ceana Movena would do near as an outie. Ohana Apo Hotel Penny Fede and
oh, a penade open them. We need to register. My way cover, my young Ozingi Bomita, a pato gripe, Colobadu, what no register, Namia Faza, elevated.
Efo, eho go ben kolo, yami, yame when mi yom yabe kumeto when mi register mi afa Dallas. Azalo.
Are you ready to start a rewarding career in healthcare? Become a certified home health aide in the state of New Jersey with our 2-week training program. Enroll today to begin your journey. It is simple. Email us at pccshhtrainingschool@gmail.com or newmanpccsinfo@gmail.com to reserve your spot in our New Jersey Board of Nursing approved training course. Receive expert training. Our hands-on comprehensive home health aid program offers more than just knowledge. It provides real-world experience. Learn directly from seasoned professionals who will guide you every step of the way. Transform your future with skills that truly makes a difference. Begin your career with expert guidance and hands-on practice. You will be certified and ready to launch a successful career as a home health aide. Don't wait. Start your healthcare journey with us today. Contact us to enroll. Call us at 862-755-8464 or 848-218-1555 or 773-960-5416 or send an email to pccshhtrainingschool@gmail.com or newmanpccsinfo@gmail.com. What are you waiting for? Grab this opportunity to transform your future with skills that truly makes a difference.
Welcome to Ceana TV. You are watching from Ceana Central, hosted by Ofo Steve and Empress Mawushi. Ceana, helping build Everland.
Yo, welcome back to Ceana Central. Agba minu formna miapa president. Hey Kenya Dr. Tsatsu Nyamadi. Yeah, yo va akplo miapa miano vidaka yavon kwenye Fort William Kumah. Yenye the chairman of Ceana Project Implementation Committee. Yeah, miafoga Kossi Nutepkor kayakala agbadote le ya bugwado homa. Yenye miafa project coordinator le Ceana nguye no miaba project ogbokpom na mi cha project o mi ko ga koko tutunkwa ye no ogbokpom ba ale ke mi dui be mi awe kwa ke mi awe na wanyo na miapa guy kami dede mana ega na miapo vide cho ama ita miaga dakpe no yenye enyama ka jiro mile afi mi ida breaker focus in Nutepkor no na mi cho a project small kata ka kam kokodana shinawa aleke mi mo ko ji mi tona afi select na project so mi nyaba mi subo but kwa mi kakata la kagbegbe ita amita amashama to hoga awojire kaga kami hom vivi yene mi hwena na ma ovanaza ona naga mi anya projects nenio kami ho 2017 afi 2024 afi mi wo 8 like 2017 if mi the goma jaga in 2024 kami dashida jia projects nenio ashika afi heka o dashiro jiba mi awogbo mi ga jom afeshafe ya ga kenya mabuba ga asubona na mami amashame to wogo because of the ko akakata like menya mama aleka nuko abanya de la logo na
pretty much over criteria daily. You have to meet a criteria. If what thing I consider projects you no submit her. That Marakuku committee I think at the criteria mao goma afiamia.
Yo, Mr. Nutepkor, eba kukama aro lake. Oh, Mr. Kumah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, matanga blank.
Okay.
So, any criteria amenyi emi manaba yi epoya neba yi 2024 mi launch appeal be a monocho project banamia wo mi ho project the kakaka 30 projects yeba ka new project selection committee abasi mi juruma ama minyo Mr. Kumah, vice chair na another committee, former president Dr. Bochi Lemiodoma, Dr. Jamashil North Carolina Lemiodoma, Sister Irene Le Dallas, Mr. Abusa David Abusa your secretary, HR Lemiodoma, for Didier to Global Pad, HR Lemiodoma, ke for Dosu to Chicago. So nenema me ya kata emi popular project Black Tomam nti over a period of almost 6 months emi project Micha 12 I'm a weaver to I'm 30 mi hwa so mi atanga se goma be I'm a bubu to on pretty disappointed be o ma cha over project o gakea susu inel miosi alo ni mandate Ceana court namia mio susu enyobe nemicha 12 mia process mia implement 12 within a period of maybe 4 years alo 3 years in tocha fifi anyiba lefia so that mia ba launch a request be amona ba submit so that within very short periods mila project proposal ubium amol submit or emiache implement. So nenebe madibe ma apart ma demena mono asegoma so that disappointment I may no feel disappointed I don't but not disappointed let me implement it am a weaver yomi chafia mi agba launch propose new proposals na I may no submit who am I submit to wa agba tinga reapply so ma see the Mr. Kumah implementation committee chairman Egbanyo vice chair na selection committee ta na mangobe na dia Mr. Kumah atachwa kwene nita
Mr. Kumah afi na kwon na Morocco na na za opportunity ya ame ya nwa submit him ha lebo or meet criteria de manyaba amara shade kwa chocho guta kwa ba submit odi
yes Akpama
Go ahead.
Okay. So,
Mr. Kumah. Okay. So yes. Mr. Goma, pick up a question. Okay. So a mayonoa or submission basically you have to belong to one of the 20 Ceana associations. Washington, New York, all the way to Dallas, California. You have to be in good standing. Be the association, Washington ba association amea mala current le dues nya mala current le attendance ku New York no Washington to here be na work na no current na nyo member in good standing. So akpama le vavide ela be na yi mi bi obe amono submit na member level proposal il a submit la to miobe core representative G and obviously number in good condition good standing or core member wa mele khogbe atwadora mio so you know the most important Mr. Kumah mangobe there
Marco Biabiada la Kagide, Mr. Kumah Marco Adohumanga, Dapel Biampa. If you already have an application there for projects, you don't that you did not pick, why do they have to reapply?
Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Chairman. Go ahead.
Mr. Kumah, please take a stab at that.
Okay. As a start, our number be a blomba number submit project 2024 afia ye mima wheel. Nemye gavu time you come mona submit project in let's say 2027. Nkata mi akoka hiu mo 2024 akọ wodo. Alodo hiya be aka gugu aga submit aka. Angdodo enya ajaba na aga gugu aga submit aka alabe miao committee mato alo Ceana manya nyaga ba project man submit 2024 yetan wo do ma hi mon popora vava alaba ajuamato pomo o project ma ho Ta ne mi o mi ga kwe adam ba mi agbugbo wo. Mi ma nyanya go. Ta na onya project ka la va vie na duama. Ne mi ga ba wanna submit project ko. Aje ba na ga agbugbo submit aka ala ba things change by the day, or that meow meow assume well let us bring it back. We want those who have submitted a project to resubmit it and said, yes, we still need this project to be implemented. And you may have made some mistakes in the first round when you submitted a project. You may not have followed the criteria as stipulated. That is a reason why it probably wasn't selected. But then you have the opportunity now to correct and follow the documentation or follow the process and resubmit, and you have a better chance of your project getting selected.
Okay, I have a follow-up. I have a follow-up question, but why not
the person and find out?
Sure.
We can certainly do that, but we want it to be a fair feel for everybody. Trying to task the committee members to follow up. Let's say we have about 200, because with time, we're going to be receiving lots and lots of projects, right? That you're trying to say the committee members should follow up with these individuals and ask them, hey, do you still want your projects submitted again and all of that? That could be done, but I'm just thinking it will probably be easier on both of us. You already have the documentation. As I said, you may have submitted in 2024 and have not followed the documentation properly, which is what we've seen a lot of the time. People are not following the criteria. People are not indicating what we wanted to see. And we've given a feedback when your project is not selected, we give you a feedback. So it is your responsibility to take that feedback and write the proposal. Magarodo project Sodemia, they took pictures of certain things and then they send it to us. The question we ought to be asking ourselves is, Ceana guy, is that the best way we can use Ceana's resources? These are questions that we ask ourselves. And if we are in a position of trust, we have to make sure that the resources that we're entrusted with, we use them to the best of our abilities. That's why we want you to, you will keep following it. So we want you to resubmit and make the corrections. Indicate that, yes, I still need this project, or my community still needs the project.
Yeah, I'll have a follow-up question, but do you tell them what mistakes they made, if any?
That's what I indicated, that we give a feedback.
Okay.
When we receive the proposals, and after we've done all of this, and all those whose projects have not been selected for one reason or the other, they have received information back from the committee indicating why, specific reasons why their projects were not selected.
Okay. Dr. Sefakoha have a question. Manya, who would like to take this question? But thank you. I am just wondering if you can outline Ceana's current process for identifying and mitigating potential accessibility barriers in the project that has been approved. Thank you. Yeah, to Dr. Sefako.
I can take that, right? So,
sure, Mr. President.
So basically, there was a suggestion that was brought by folks, member from Washington, D.C., that, before all the project we have done, we did not consider disability or accessibility as part of the criteria, right? So I I answered that after consulting with the project committee. So going forward, so right now we have 3 projects. I think you are going to talk about that at some point, right? We have 3 projects going on, which is Dodume, Angloga, and Parliament. going forward, we made that requirement that there should be accessibility. So going forward is taken care of, right? And the chairman of the two project committee are here. But going backwards, like what we have done before to company yet, that one I don't have any power to.
Mr. President. Mr. President.
I will refer that to. Go ahead, Mr. Nutepkor. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I was going to just a little tweak there. So this suggestion about project accessibility, handicap access to all our projects, it began about maybe 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, and since then we have implemented diligently handicap accessibility in every project we have undertaken. I can tell you the nurses project that we did in Aduto had handicap accessibility. The one we did last year in Pekijake had accessibility to it. The kindergarten project that we have just completed haven't inaugurated yet in Dodoma Ariasu is beautifully done. The current one we are doing in Palima, the original building they gave us to renovate, retrofit, and put the computers in was on the second floor, and based on this need, based on how important it was for us to have accessibility to everyone or for everyone, we asked that the community bring that project to the first floor, and we have constructed a handicap accessibility to the building so that everybody can access into the computer learning center. So it's not the future. We've been doing it a few years ago.
Yeah, Mr. Nutepkor. So the only reason I'm saying that historically is very difficult, right? To go back project to Kamiawa. So I know in future you told me and project committee that going forward easy. So I would take going backwards. I would take that. I would still go with that. But your job is to make sure the future is fine. So Mr. Kumah and Mr. Nutepkor, make sure the future we have accessibility to. I mean, I'm not asking you, but I'm just asking that going forward, right? Mr. Nutepkor and Mr. Kumah, I know you do that. Going forward, wherever we go, we incorporate that in the proposal. I think you have some time. We didn't talk about a digital project yet. I think we should be able to do that. But as President, I'm just asking that. Let's make sure that is done.
Okay. I think Dr. Safako will be very happy because she is an advocate for handicap accessibility to all projects or all accessible. So I think she will
add a little bit to everything that has been said.
Okay.
And I want to thank Dr. Safako for educating us and bringing this to light. As the President indicated and Mr. Nutepkor indicated, we have taken very good note of this and have started implementation as soon as our attention was drawn to this. Right, we are in the process of learning, and so we'll continue to learn and correct our mistakes. This particular request was something that we overlooked, but as soon as it was passed to us, we quickly incorporated it in our design and have since been implementing it. So we'll continue to do that. So it's a learning process for all of us. Anything that anybody finds that would help us as a community, as humans, please bring it to our attention, and we'll be glad to incorporate it or work with it as much as we can.
Okay. It's about 29 minutes past the top of the hour. I gotta take a quick break. Let me travel the We'll go into all the projects that have been, you went through quite a few of them already. If you can complete the list of the projects that has been constructed, and then we can quickly dive into the projects under construction. Mr. Nutepkor na minyaba no viada cho dodome awiasu a project yemi fonu cho palima afi prezo ha yo angloga nyamanya na angloga ocho ya ga ka yo angloga yo makboba ano nuko malaka gbagbe travel show
angloga ocho mi afo gbonde la angloga lo mi ga ba hui.
So we'll delve into that very, very quickly. Dr. Marco, can you hold this question also? I think I may not get formula African projects here. I think I may not get formula.
Mr. Kumah will answer that, right?
Dr. Marco, and yeah, hold that thought. Will be, Mr. Tragava Fifi like they will delve into all the other questions, all the projects that has been constructed, those under construction, and how those projects are being funded. We'll be right back after this very short commercial break.
Welcome to Ceana TV. You are watching from Ceana Central, hosted by Steve and Empress Mawushi. Ceana, helping build Everland.
John Yepe, Ejinyepe, Amuganu Domenya John Yepe, Amuganu Domenya Jinyepe, Fisi Afika Mala, Fina Kemala, Mayi. Magbo, Mava, Avajredo, ko. John Yepe, Ajinyepe, Amuganu Tomenye John Yepe. Amuganu Tomenye Jinyepe, Fisi Afika Mala, Fina Kemala, Mayi, Magbo, Mava, Avajredo, ko. Amadama komi asifia de duolo. Koklo khode kama kpeona koklo lo. Amadento yo bakple ko. Jani ta koklo bo pa ye poma. Ne ganyoche Jonyepe. Ne gagle ha Jonyepe. Amuganu Tomenye Jonyepe. Amuganu Tomenye Jinyepe. Fisi Afika Mala, Fina Kemala, Mayi, Magbo, Mava, Avajredo, ko.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Nutepkor, if you ani fala la wama jima fima over what watermelon. You know watermelon. The couple mama lo fi ko watermelon la fi watermelon ba haji la ma. Me agbeli gbagle eni le agbele ma here le couple
Nursery
mama.
rhymes, so it doesn't have to make sense. Look,
plus for Steve, my any opata or po kata la make sense.
Oh yeah, okay. Okay, we got
Yes.
the trigger. You got the trigger.
Absolutely.
Yo, Marco, after we went on the break, we mentioned quite a few projects. So we talked about 2027 set of projects and 2024 set of projects. Marco, if any of you want to talk about funding very quickly, then we delve into the projects. We really have how many? 25 minutes to go.
Mr. Kumah, actual projects are, funding.
Yeah, just very briefly. Yeah.
Funding. Funding, we fund the project ourselves. But we fund it ourselves. Ceana as a community, Mayokatana Vana Convention, that's where we get money to fund our Ceana projects. As of today, we haven't gotten the funding from any other source, outside source, whether it's corporate funding, donations from any benevolent organizations or not. Nemye convention, so we fundraise, and that's how we've been funding our projects. We're looking for so many other ways, to augment that and raise more money, to fund the projects. When I give the history, I talked all the way from 2000, 2001. Very little money. Now over convention that goes to funding the projects. It was until recently, a few years ago, we started raising substantial amount of money. Not substantial. Let me take that back. But we started raising some amount of money. Then we're able to undertake these projects and see them to completion quickly. That it is crucially important, but alaba projects you are natang ayi kaba. Fifi life project selection. The number of projects we have accepted, 12 of them to do. Nyata foto na garola miyashi in the millions. We would have done all of those projects within a year if we had the money. Akai gama liota adzaba nya prioritize ano yim VVV da gama for miyashi kutwa mo adzaba miava convention. So we have Dallas coming. Nya kukudam na mashama but mashama ne jagba na of convention na va kpumwi womiele. Never wanna no wazam. Never wanna jawaba no wazam. Alaba na miatan de obi. Akbe.
Yo, Marco, make part the list of projects. You began by talking about some of these projects. So then, Marco, can you finish that thought process and quickly pivot into what is under construction? Fifi life here can be doing those projects.
Yo, Akbar. In the recent past, over the years, we have completed a number of projects, about a dozen of them. Recent committee implement projects. Soviet came before this committee. Gaka Tanigba, project le Tanigba, Anigba, le ho. Chofuma, nyega Toguma, never renovation of a clinic, le Alokoigba. Near a clinic mavo, never mia awo a chi, the per akokbaranchi, near the gomagaka, never poku hero, tamietan a cheaper project amu, could never dashi yam. Never yam, music copper, Yasmaha, hospital, alo clinic. Nebu hokata a true. also clinic ye now. Never either kata we there was a classroom, 6 classroom block. You me right to kata we at the teachers recession center. Currently, Fuma nearby supply medical equipment let you do Awudum. From there, we moved on to where else did we go? Look on
Dahu.
We never either Dahu. Yeah, Fuma nearby to a 3 classroom block the Dahu. Pictures only mere fia vai na po school hoyo na noni alo de vie o musomala afi near vai ava three was how all these things we show them at conventions and we'll continue to show them na mianto mi akwe alaba mi akpo mi akwa do hi wom yela apani gbama ta mi va ira peki near to JSS center peki nye ira lolobi afmaha obiami ba mi tutapana yo for a computer lab ITC lab nye to your womb now nye chofma le myakwa recent to the tail end of finishing the project so Dodoma we are so mia a womb fia president of commission ga this year nye la pali ma fifi lai ama kpɔm yɛ le kpadzi fia that is Dodoma me míaƒe xɔ nye kehia gake Dodoma dua me ƒe sukuxɔ yawo le wo sia ɖekae nye kehia míatɔ ɖo dzetugbe ŋutɔ nye le kpali me fifi la nye computer lab tum no ne mie etso kpali mea nye gegem ɖe aŋlɔgã hã wohã bia for a library, a complete set of library, including a computer lab within the library. That's where we're going to move next. Miaƒe ŋudzɔdzɔwo yawo ko zãme mi le kɔ edɔ yawo wɔm ɖe miade alo eƒe nyigba dzi. I believe Adutɔ near to nurses quarters. Near to nurses quarters, 4-unit nurses quarters there Adutɔ drama. Projects or we drua obiami alo mianovio la submit projects or we obiami a wawe mi wona na drua me mi anto kuchora ko ba we here mi kpɔ be mi atam wona mi nye awe na mi aw. One of the biggest projects we have ever done is a footbridge, La Godway. A lot of you have seen that project. And that project took us years. Not 1 year, not 2 years, nothing. I think it took us about 4 years to be able to complete the project. And that has allowed 3 villages or towns to be able to connect, and it's helping the community a lot. Women are now able to cross over without swimming or entering a canoe to be able to cross a stream. Kids are able to go to school without taking off their clothes, get into a pan, and try to cross the stream. These are things that we have done and will continue to do because it's part of our mission to develop the land.
Yeah. Before we lay but we need to find one day. Na mia add the projects or in picture or in video. Because some of those files are all so huge, but we couldn't get it. We need to find a dedicated day that will show all these projects. Mr. Nutepkor, before we take another break, anyway, I believe F.O. Willie and F.O. Steve have started greasing their throats to come and empty our pockets again at Dallas Convention. Yo.
For a good cause, sister. Sister Pearl, for a very good cause.
Mr. Kumah, Mr. Kumah, let me just quickly respond to Sister Pearl. In terms of the pictures you've been showing here,
right.
This was just last week. We had to go and do a little tweaking of the project in Dodoma. And when I went there, I saw these beautiful little kids in their classroom learning. I excused the teachers and they had me enter. And some of the songs that they were singing were the welcome songs to me. And the teacher, added on that because of what we are about to do. We are about to transform their lives. The classroom that you saw them in is actually borrowed space. So once we commission ours, we're going to move them in there. We have 2 big classrooms, and then we have a lounge for them. The folks in California who requested this project are putting 1 and 2 funds together to do some furnishing into the classroom in their lounge, so that when they finish, or in the process of learning and they fall asleep, they can bring them into the lounge for them to relax, have some snacks. So, Sister Pearl, every penny that you contribute to us to bring to this airway land, I tell you, I hope you will get the opportunity to come and witness the inauguration, the commissioning of that project. Those little children would tug your hearts, and you would give $1,000 this year without even knowing. It's so worth it.
I always giving 1,500 plus. Don't go back on us. Right?
Sister Pearl and her husband talk with Central now. They give her 2,500. It has now. I'm not the go. I just mean you're 3,000 or 4,000 low. When you have Sister Pearl and her husband, they have been very supportive of her.
I like to talk about the projects. One, I don't know if we have the time now, but if not, we'll come back. Then I'll talk about it. Something that is a misinformation in our community. Mitreba, somebody in Georgia submits a project for a community, and we've not been able to take that project. Then another community submits a project for a different community, but that one has been taken. We shouldn't go into the belief that we are favoring one community over the other or one association over the other. Project selection committee does not take into consideration, not necessarily, but this project is coming from Atlanta, this project is coming from New York, or this project is coming from Dallas. The reason we don't do that is because if I come from Clicor, for instance, and somebody else is in Dallas, also comes from the same town. If a project is done in Clicor, that project serves the folks irrespective of their association. It serves the individuals in that community, in the Clicor community. If we want to be selecting the projects based on associations, we don't come from, I don't Georgia. I don't come from New York. I don't come from, none of us, none of us come from these states. It only so happens that we live in these states. Our focus has been to develop the Everland. That is where the project selection committees focus on. Now, I do understand, and we do understand that, yes, the various associations will feel better if a project is selected from their association. We do much. We look at that and say, okay, if we do, that is fine. That will be a plus. But that is not a primary criteria. But, every association must get. That's not what the criteria selection, the project selection criteria actually indicates. That I want everybody to process that deeply. Alabe, Abalia Maglina, Nacho a Tui, for instance. Amaranha Dallas, a Chu a Tui. Ne, I may submit project New York for Tui, and the project is selected. There's an individual that lives in Dallas Association from a Tui, so that individual is benefiting. But if we want to go by associations, we may end up doing a project in a Tui. We may do 3 projects in a Tui. And we don't want that to happen. That's why it is not the primary selection criteria. It comes across and we look at it. We want to be fair to everybody. That I'm just talking about this because it's come up quite a bit of time. People think that we are selective of the projects based on who we know and where we want to go. It is the importance, the net benefit. Who benefits? What community needs it the most? They are all part of the Eweland, and that's what we do. But we'll take suggestions, right? We'll take suggestions to better the processes that we do.
Yo, akpa na wonufua ni mama Marco, I take a short break day. Nemia Ponucho, Miaba, the outline of Miaba program for the show. Ajide, Biabia na show na for Willialo ni Mr. Kossi Nutepkor.
Biabia Kamala Shnyomia Yinemia. I have a short commercial break near Gatrovan.
Yo,
can you take a quick commercial break there? Nemia Trova, Nemia Aida, and Yaoji Bakla, Miaba Akamichi Okalamia Doma. Marco, don't touch that. We'll be right back. Yo, Akba Nami, Akba Minufong with Miaba president of Ceana Bakla, Miaba Project Implementation Committee. Abaleke Miapomana, Ceana Ania, Ceana Media, Miaba Bajem, ye, Wanagado, Lemiashimi, Warm Lamo, Emoji, Koshirasha, Koshina, Mijanagoma, Cho. Feedback will try and may have na African jazz and traditional music panorama. Miafoga for and Lawrence Dagadu Koga Vananami. Nemi traf marker me the maybe not Benti Kanye, yeah, Miada, Misdel, Bakleda Sarah, you are called Health and Wellness Hub. Kakabi Achoko, Kemia Hamivano, Ejiaji, Kemia ko Ceana, etc. Akoko Vanami. Kemia Kakamia Cholas Yajiko, Kemia Fudu, Ayida, a Ghana, the MFA. Authentic mama ihako dunenyo bobobo a show alaji fifi like akami achoko kami dufuga ayide Ghana ako wanama ava na ami ye kene habi achola jajiko kami ani Dr. Wonyo Danami da Mary for Cyrus bakle da enyo na wako mifa miastron yenye Saturday show akama sana na fumo Sandia Daniko ako Afri culture alo Afri culture ava nami cho nugado ka jiyim le miaba abanutu amacho miapa culture pletomo omumaraku miganglo baba Dallas 2025 with bona mi haopum nami Marakuma Bialo, have you registered already? Number Popo register. Look at Jomel. Maraku Deso, then I register. Next week, over Vaga, Wava Afunu Nami, Cho Aleka Wanoji Yim, La Dallas over Vaga, and next week, Wava Afunu Nami, Cho and Yamo Ongu, Eta Maraku. Next week, I make a date, na Miasa over and call. Maraku, Nina at Dojima. New York Toba, and if you're looking for a job, there are some opportunities here in New York, so please pay attention as well. Yo, Marco Naminyaba, Ceana, Nemi Vafe Yama, a complimentary breakfast, Ella, Nyaoma, yo, Omia Jipogani, Alaka Bebe. It America, number register, American register, kappa. And in New York, talk about your Ghana independence next week. Ghana's independence. It's around the New York area. America, I make a date there. You can come and join Ghana's 68th anniversary celebration. Yo, come here, Ayidaji, with a short break.
David, as-tu entendu parler de Ceana 2025 à Dallas? Ce sera le plus grand événement de l'année.
J'en ai entendu parler, mais dis-moi davantage, Richard. Qu'est-ce qui le rend si extraordinaire?
Oh, par où commencer? C'est une célébration de 4 jours remplis de culture, de réseautage et d'expériences inoubliables. Et en plus, ils ont rendu l'inscription super facile.
Vraiment? Comment puis-je m'inscrire?
C'est simple. Il suffit d'aller sur www.dallasairways.org et de choisir ton forfait. Tu peux même ajouter une excursion à $60 pour explorer la belle ville de Dallas en style.
Ça a l'air génial. Mais qu'en est-il de l'hébergement à l'hôtel?
Pas de souci. L'inscription à la convention est liée à la réservation d'hôtel. Lorsque tu t'inscris, il te suffit de sélectionner si tu as besoin d'un hôtel et les dates de ton séjour.
Oh, très intéressant. Et je n'ai même pas besoin de 2 liens.
Pas du tout. Tu recevras un email du Sheraton DFW avec les détails de ta réservation et un formulaire d'autorisation de ta carte de crédit pour la finaliser. Et le meilleur, tu ne seras facturé pour ta chambre qu'au moment de ton départ.
C'est vraiment pratique. Y a-t-il autre chose que je devrais savoir?
Eh oui, comme si le forfait n'était pas déjà incroyable, ils viennent d'annoncer que tous ceux qui s'inscrivent maintenant bénéficieront d'un petit déjeuner américain, buffet et gratuit à l'hôtel.
Je n'en crois pas mes oreilles. C'est vraiment une offre spéciale. Je serai de la partie et je m'inscris.
Et voilà, réservons-nous maintenant, réservons nos places tout de suite et rendez-vous à Ceana 2.
Welcome to Ceana TV. You are watching from Ceana Central, hosted by Ofo Steve and Empress Mawushi. Ceana, helping build Everland.
Yo, akpeke miawezon. Yo, ka mia ayiji bakple mia ayiji na aba mia bagama ha asuvo ka mia ayiji na mia aho. Mama, marakunyana la shebi abiafi no na me over closing remarks.
Onya kama la shinyo akpana project committee mada akpana mi ba mi komia pa memira valemia posho aji Ceana ngogba yiko Jimila allo enya magadome yega tama chijega mianfia.
Okay. Yo akpa mama awiba odolo. Yo can we go doga next week? Dallas tobi wa bag yo abano mi adoma next week.
Yes, okay. Bye everyone.
Yo after. All right. Yo, can Mr. Nutepkor Marku ni agba mi phone vie. Can you give us your closing remarks, please?
Okay. For Steve, Mama Sedudzi, mi dak pena mi akafo wuli blabai mi la don do wona Ceana aka commuta mi la mi to na commuta mi la mi to the dua mi la mi advance Airwayland nu de kai ko mi ma blocho unu enyobe medive amesia me na gajom the Ceana convention no anyabe Project Implementation Committee, Mila, we are doing everything possible to maximize whatever contributions you make. We use the same workers who are very dedicated to us. They charge us as little as possible because they know where the money comes from and what the mission is. When we go to buy materials, we buy them together in advance. We know the type of inflation down here, especially in Ghana. So we try to save a lot of money buying all the materials and supplies together. And then on top of it, we try to get the community to do their part. So your money is going as far as it ever could. So rest assured and feel comfortable, feel assured as you put your hand in your pocket and donate for all the future projects we have. The 12 projects we have, we want to go as fast as we can so we can get more soon. Thank you so much.
Yo, Mr. Nutepkor, akpa na onufua. Avo Willie, Sir Will, your closing remarks, please.
Akpa manya glor kumadana o plus Sister Empress plus mayokata le media house alumia plus Ceana media nyawe dom magada akpena Ceana manolao alo Ceana valao kata mi mokpombe Dallas mi avaga de bosusuma alo be mi project so na aga yijia mi abiamba mi jere mi apokotokumo do mi avakpere mi anchi alo avakpere ho konji. It is important that we leave good footprints. We leave good footprints before we depart this place. And that is all we have set out to do. And nobody would do it for us but ourselves. We look forward to seeing all of you in Dallas and the subsequent conventions. Akbenem.
Yo, Akpa, can Mr. President America take us home?
Yo, the command Akpena, Steve, I'm going to
Hey, Marco Minkosa.
Yeah, command Akpena, all the committee chairman. I'm president of Ceana, but I don't get to do the work. Maybe Mr. Kumah and Mr. Nutepkor, these are the folks who actually do the work. Okay. All I do is to listen to what Kossi is saying. I try to implement that. The command Akpena Mashama, Biabia Katal, a docatemi one every year me convention, maybe an aga. Mema, Kakan Miku Gaomi, Ajaba, Miafo, Yan of you Katasa Gomata. Madakpena Uncle Steve, right? Uncle Steve, and my yoga, Grandma Sedudzi. A doctor me one among of you, Elabe, Ceana, new me on a mare, Danakama, Leclerc, Kogaka, a doctor Dashnamia, you one. Alabe, Nyanya Doc, never, the Jana here, Maquay, Amo you one and Doctor. Entrepreneur sister Mama Sedudzi Adomyela nye dogara akpeda dali mavagana kadu kuma yi movie pare ya manda pena Mr. Kumah look madu to ya tafar nyan of you katala kajiri Ceana project mi wona manya movie onyo you know ngere mi wona review for habo bo pe dormir Nanya Bavilla America, Alonia Bavilla, Tahamukata in Araman. Tamadakpene, Mr. Kumah, Bear a Jikala Chofu. A Jikalo she magical chofu, sorry, Jikajoshi Bear Yawood, above Vienna, out bear a doyokatomiology. Mr. Kumah, Manana Kwasamugaka, Mandakpeno, on behalf of the review Kata, Koma, Odona, Ajemyang, Tanyakpe Gare Dam now. Ta Yehowa Subolisa, Yesu, Kata Legina Jita, Mikukumano, Mijago, Kaka, a word to coffin go by, the Comibia, Kaka way, Nipoba Tawo Donami Taria. Mi jago na brenami kaka review kata obama grono baria aiko we don we gara kwanjemi na go gaka we don aiko na lo Mr. Kumah pumwa yire Mr. Nutepkor waro
Oh, Marco, my name is Mr. Kumah.
Okay,
we can trova because a project committee when so we need to have them to come back.
All right. So Mr. Nutepkor, hey, bon ami, Comment allez-vous? Mrs. Chairman, is it okay I speak French a little bit? I'm with you, buddy. And yeah, Tsatsu, Kossi, Nyamadi, you was a Français, bro. So, I'm working never Mikata, American Mania. Ne yire Parliament, Fia, Nyamadi, or Afman, you might just you, but they are our people. Nyamadi, Kata, like a kama, yet to be the car, Iko Jimmy. The guy was born. He lived for 64 years. He was a driver. He traveled. If you go to Who, go to Adan, everywhere. The same guy. I think that is. And I'm using my grandparent because Majimaza Marakana Wambia. We are the same people. Okay. So what I'm saying is, when you my dark Mr. Nutepkor, look, I may have wronged you and any, but whatever I mean to do is. On behalf of Ceana, you are the one who represent us. I'm in Charlotte, so I'm president today. I'm not president tomorrow, but I'm a proud member of Charlotte, right? So the Charlotte president will convey that to you. But look, you look. I know what you guys do, right? But a lot of people don't understand that. Look, Mr. Nutepkor, if you can hear me, that. The community that you represent here, even you were here in the US, right? You spent all your years and the rest, and then you're in Ghana. So whatever you communicated to me, I can promise you I'll bring it to the core. Okay, the core is the association who are above me. But you have done so well. You've done so well. And this is not the end. You're gonna ask us to do more, right? So blogger Steve, I know I'm talking too much, but I don't get a chance to do that. But I just want to folks know that all the things the Ceana doing, there are people behind it. Mr. Nutepkor, Mr. Kumah, these are the people behind it. They don't say anything, they don't speak, but they do the work. Okay, so my job is to go and tell the call. There are other people who do other jobs. So Steve, I'm just telling you that please recognize Mr. Kumah, Mr. Nutepkor, for all that they have done for us. And this is not the end. I mean, I'm going to ask them to do more until I'm no more present at Atlanta, but they have done so well. So, Steve, I'm asking that you recognize these people and give them what they need to do. They have done so well. If you need anything for me to do, I will take that to the call. But I'm going to shut up. I'm going to say anything there, right?
Yeah, Mr. President, will end of term near speech. You are giving your end of term speech. Hey, Mr. President, me will call you specialty. Then I travel. Then I've apple Joe was 6 years, but now me kata be a dark but not the American Anglo Lisa. We'll give you the time. We'll give you a whole hour and a half dedicated to the president. It have a gavo. After Willie Maracu Kanyama, over my dark banami, ma recognize me. It American me akbet down nami. For Nutepkor, Mr. Nutepkor. President don't do much of my way. I'm a dark when I below me away and let the Jim away door. Gakafi me doma or ma Amado Holly or Jim Cockatoku and Devon have me door. Yeah, but that cannot cut out very quick. Avoidly, Marco just wants a few seconds. Name Nakoko wrap up. Happy for Nutepkor.
Akpa manya glore na miapa mpola kata miapa Ceana manolao miapa Ceana vavao valao kata do nyamianto do miado kwiji marekama do mi alo do o miaju mianto edu miado kyoji akpa ko miada na miano akpa na miapa ngonola Mr. President akpa no for Steve this media house or media, Ceana media idea is a brilliant one. And I think we have to embrace it wholeheartedly and work more and more to promote this and make it much better and make it even better. Not much better, but even better. Akbana wuha, akbano. Fona shagbe. Ndi, whatever you're on top of it. More grease to your elbows. Akbana Nyakatan.
Yo, Mr. Nutepkor, we can't end the program without hearing, giving you a few seconds. So a few seconds, please.
All right. Thank you so much. I will reciprocate President's thanks to say that, I began this work with the former President, Dr. Natabochi, for 7 years. And then the past 6 years, I've had the fortune of working with Dr. Nyamadi. And, they've been perfect, following each other, very focused on what must be done for Ewe Land. It is not easy. He is on every committee meeting, every project implementation meeting. He's not giving himself credit, but every one of these projects, the past 6 years he's been president, he has had his hand all the way deep in the pot. So thank you to him. Ewe Land has a lot of appreciation to offer to you. Your speech did really sound like end of term. But yeah, thank you so much. Steve, you're doing a wonderful job. Keep it up, as Mr. Kumah just said.
Yeah.
You and Mama said, keep it up.
Yeah, Mr. President, I have another speech.
No. I just want to take these are the people who work. They work for Ceana, right? They are every day. I call Mr. Nutepkor, Mr. Kumah. I call them weekend or it doesn't matter. So, Steve, you are at PRO. Let the people know that we are doing the work, okay? But we are going to ask for help. Once we ask for help, they should help us. So, thank you.
Yo, na amashama na mimi. Baba wana evazu Mr. President show. Yeta Mr. President amiga plugave na wabafunu na mimi ane whole day no wabafunu na because I want to allocate. Kami baba is yana beta do you go nyepa ale kami akata mi akpashi ni mi awe no wanyo. Kala kami wo mo nyo me yenye doga ke wo mi le. Yeta mi ka to trogava na mi akpa mi anovi okola project implementation committee aji no ava no gava pono na me most especially me there is a lot of questions pertaining to the project selection process afi nyama ponucho and my sure but there were some few questions we didn't get to. Is that what are the difficulties they face in the implementation phase of the projects more and a few things Dr. Safa Kopununami about some of the things we'll come back. We'll hope they'll avail themselves the next time, especially Mr. Nutepkor. He's all the way in Ghana after he joined us, so you can just imagine the data tank Tomaka was to avail himself here for almost 2 hours. He got online, much earlier. Afi etamia dak benami. Kaka we can agba kamia gako baton kasarafia. Kaka emiente jojoga kaji emia dak bena for James da Irene, Mama da Pearl, Dakla Dr. Safa Ko, da Irene, for any Kofi Hamano Hey Kenya Muzinge Miawi back and many of you who have joined us from wherever you are watching us from. Ms. Benami, we couldn't have done this program without you joining us. Kakade. And the beauty of this, it is recorded on YouTube. You can always go back. It may not more, but they can always go back and listen and watch the show. Next week, Dallas is going to be in the house, so make a date with us. We'll be back here next week, same time. Madak Benami, for Steve Madak Bena Nyavelia Mama Sedudzi. A program na I wouldn't yemigasem yabon kwa mi with a higher name Yakoko for the rest of the week. Next week we'll be right back again. So thank you again. Take care of yourself and of each other. Until then, I'm Steve saying bye for now. Thank you. Bye-bye.
soirées, oh. Tous mes soirées, oh. Tous mes soirées, oh.